As we continue to move forward with box 13, yeah, I haven't received box 11 yet, but I did receive another box 10, so I've got 3 of those now. And with so many parts complete, we can only guess what comes next. Better stay tuned. This is your Geek Fix. So like I said, this is box 13. As you can see, it didn't exactly arrive in the best condition, but still, here we have, looks like another piece to our stand here, circular piece. I'm thinking it fits right there in the center. And then over here, I've got my magazines. In this case, I've got issues 47 through 50, as well as, of course, part 2 to our base build. Then I've got some, these look like the feet parts. Oh, this is more parts for the foot. For the other side that we started working on last time. This also, I think, is parts of the foot. I remember that spring here. I don't know. These look like leg pieces, maybe. Or maybe they're arm pieces. I don't know. I also have a battery here, which I'm guessing is for my foot. And with that, we're ready to dig into these magazines. These issues are focused on things like War Machine and Zero Hammer. Oh, look at that picture of War Machine. That's a great one. Rebel Armor and the Crimson Dynamo, our Space Armor, and iconic covers from the different Iron Man comics. Not to mention Black Panther and Spider-Man. So starting off with issue 47, like I said, we have some of these foot pieces that we've seen before when we completed the other foot, which was only the second issue, I think, that we got, part of that first box. Again, just like last time, I'm throwing away screws before I look at the bag. Let's open that up and put my pieces out here. However, scary enough, I'm missing 2 pieces already. Oh, they're just laying on top of each other. Whew. That was scary. Truly scary, because they're magnetized apparently. Alright, so I've got some screws, I got some small parts, and that means also I need to bring back this foot that we didn't complete 100%. It's kind of surprising. I didn't remember that we did the toe at the end and didn't do it all together at once. So for this part, I need to bring that foot back right here at this angle. As you can see, there's this little part right here, and what we're going to be doing is attaching this part of the foot on the outside, but before we can do that, we have to take these little plastic pieces, which kind of act as sort of a lubricant and spacer in between to help it to slide back and forth. And as I remember last time, this was hard to put on, so I'm sliding these on. Whoops. So I'm sliding these on right inside those spaces, which means I have to hold those as I put it together, just like so. Okay, perfect. And then what I have to do is I need to get my EM screws, which are right here, and I need to open up that bag just like this. I'm going to take 2 of those screws. I'm going to screw those in on each side and hope that those plastic pieces kind of stayed in place. So technically, oh, well, clearly I just needed it to click into place. And then here comes another one. Jeez. Oh man. Okay, your toes are pretty important, especially your big toe, in balance and being able to stand upright. It's very difficult to do that otherwise. So nice and tight. Actually, originally I had in the wrong screws because there's also EM screws. I need the CM screws. This should be in there. And as you can see, I can move that toe exactly where I need to. I actually might go back on the other foot and tighten it up a little bit more because it's a little too loose for my taste at this point. I like being able to move it exactly where we want to. So at this point in time, oh, you remember I did put on this battery case just because I didn't want to lose it. I'm gonna take that off right now. All right, maybe that's why I wasn't supposed to put it in. Here's my little battery right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the battery out. And let's see. I guess it would go in like that. Is that right? Yep, that's it. Okay. Anyway, and when we have that, we're going to take these little silver pieces, these little round silver pieces, we're going to stick them on. As you can see, they have little pegs also on the opposing side. Should line right up. And so when I stick them in, they will flatten out, whoop, just like that, and cover the screw just right. Same thing on the other side. These are also magnetic for some reason. I don't know why. So I guess they're really metal, but they were sticking to my screwdriver, so I know that they're magnetic or metal. Perfect. Now I'm ready to stick on the bottom of that shoe right here using my EM screws. Which I believe are these right here. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. One and two. Just like that. Okay. And then, of course, this last little piece is magnetic. It just sticks right on like that and covers up the button as well. So if I push on that button, bottom of my foot lights up. I push on it again. It turns off, and it's covered with this plastic piece that's really well matched paint-wise to the metal. I'm impressed at how well they match that. And with that, we're done with that volume and moving on to the next volume, which is 48. Yes, it is. Let's see here. 48 is right here. I'm gonna try and be more careful that I don't accidentally pass over screws. Make sure that it's really out of that bag before we discard it, as well as out of our boxes. In this case, I don't think I have any screws. So all I'm doing in this particular case is I'm taking the piece just like this, and then I'm attaching this black part where the ridges are visible, turning it this direction here, sliding it on top of here, and then I'm going to be screwing it onto these pegs using these LM screws here. Just like that. I think I've mentioned it before, it's a little tricky screwing things together through a camera. Your perception is not exactly correct. So that is that when it comes to that magazine. And we're moving on to 49 now. Now in 49, I'm still using this part right here, but now I'm also opening up this bag. Again, I'm going to watch for my screws. Let's see. I don't see any screws are necessary in this one. It must be just sticking some things together, which hopefully. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. So, to do this, I'm taking that part that we've already worked on a little bit right here, and we're taking this part right here, which also has these different grooves which latch right onto here, and I'm going to secure them so that they're sticking straight out just like this before I stick the spring on top of it, just like that. And then this is where things get interesting, because there was supposed to be a sticker or 2 stickers, but I don't see them anywhere. So supposedly I'm putting one on each side of the plastic washer, which reminds me a little bit of our, oh, I see why too. Darn it. However, I don't have any. So I'm gonna have to do this in another way. So I was gonna use the adhesives that were left over from my R2 build, but in this case I decided I'm just going to use some of this gel adhesive that I have, which should work the same for me, so hopefully so. That's all I can say. Alright, and then at that point in time I'm going to be taking that and I'm going to be connecting it right on top of this, just like that. Okay. Now we're sticking this to the side for a moment with that and pulling out issue 50, where now we're going to be taking this piece right here, which has no screws. I want to note, it has no screws in it, or adhesives that I can see. And nope. It does have a little teeny tiny piece though that I gotta keep track of. Right there. Okay. So now I'm taking this piece right here, and what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking these pieces like this. You'll notice that there's kind of 2 sides to them. The one that I'm gonna be using is the one that also has these little circles as well as the holes, and putting it that direction up right on these, okay, just like so. So one right there and one right there, pushing it into place as much as I can. There we go, till it kind of clicks on. And so once we've done that, now that's it. With that, we're completely done. Then that brings us to our assembly guide number 2. You remember last time we put together this portion of the base, the lighting panel on the bottom. Well, now what we're going to do is we're taking this piece right here, which does have some screws that are hidden up here inside the bag, and so I want to carefully get those out, just like that. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this part right here and we're going to be sticking it on top of this, just like so. So there's 4 little pegs that go into these 4 little holes. It does not appear that they have to go any particular way, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick them on just like that. And then what we're going to do is flip it over. Okay. And then I'm going to get out these screws right, there we go, right here. These are KP screws. And I'm going to be putting those 4 of them, which this time it looks like, oh no, I got 5. I was going to say I always get 1 extra, but. And I'm just going to be screwing those right into that top, holding it in place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And just like that, we've got that big portion of our base. This is the majority of the top of the base. Kind of cool so far. This is not though. This is not the totality of how big this thing is. This thing will be out much farther. So keep that in mind. This is going to be a fairly large base. So like I said, we've got a lot of parts that are complete now, and including moving along with our base. 7 boxes to go to get caught up. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode where we continue to work on the Iron Man. Also, check out our R2-D2 build. Want to thank Fanhome for providing us with this model to be able to review, but they also gave us a promo code. So if you're interested in purchasing this, use the code Tony Stark. Also, I'll continue to review these as they come out. So if you can't get it, you can also experience this by proxy. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below. Keep watching. This is your Geek Fix.